Peace, 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 my beautiful people. It's your man, Lashim the Guard, coming at you with another powerful video from KEEPLO. Today we're going to dive into the story of a man who lived a life that many glorify, but in the end, it led to destruction. We are talking about none other than the boy, Alpo Martinez. I wanted to shed light on his life, his choices, his consequences. So grab a seat, open your mind, and let's elevate together.
Whole life.
Now, many of you may have heard of Alpo Martinez, especially those of you who have followed the street culture and the drug game. His story is a cautionary tale, and there are valuable lessons we can learn from it. But before we delve into it, let's start from the beginning. Alpo Martinez was a beautiful child growing up, just like every other beautiful child. You feel me, dig me? But look, let's get into some joints, actual footage of Alpo growing up as a child. Here are some pictures of Alpo Martinez as an innocent child, growing up like any other innocent child. Now here's a picture of Alpo Martinez and his little sister, and he was Harlem proud. You feel me? They were Harlem proud. Yo, now I know Alpo has a reputation. You know, we all know he caught 14 bodies and probably more than that. But yo, check it. You look at this kid. This was an innocent kid, 4th or 5th grade, just trying to do the best in his life. And them streets have consequences. Now here's a picture with Alpo with his mother. It looks like he's after graduating from school. You know, she's smiling, he's smiling, they both look happy. And you could tell this guy was well loved and well raised. But you know how it goes. Now here's some pictures of Alpo Martinez in his early teens. You see he was chilling upstate in the Catskills with these white children, because Alpo could get along with anybody. Now here's Alpo Martinez showing his wild, jokey side. We know he all could get wild. Here's a picture of Alpo Martinez in his teens portraying a gangster with the suit and hat, and we all know he could get on his gangster shh. Now here's a young Alpo Martinez with his wifey. We all know Alpo Martinez was a ladies' man. Yeah, the ladies fucked with Alpo. Now here's a picture of how it all started. This is Alpo Martinez on one of his drug blocks in Harlem. And as you can see, he's a strong 15-year-old running crews of grown men. And this way he jumped off the porch and headed towards danger and destruction. It was around this time is when he met up with Randy Love. Randy Love is the guy with the red shirt on, and it's alleged that him and Alpo and Randy Love was doing juxes. That means robberies to the Dominicans on Washington Heights. They would go up in there and get that money because Alpo Martinez was Spanish and he spoke Spanish. So when the Dominicans said that Yayo's over there, he knew where they was stashing that perico. You feel me? So around this time is when Alpo caught his first body. As you can see in these pictures, Alpo Martinez was a well-loved figure in Harlem, New York City. He was well-loved throughout the whole New York City. Alpo Martinez, born and raised in Harlem, New York. He quickly became a prominent figure in the drug trade during the 1980s and the 1990s. His operation brought in millions. He lived a life that many would envy, but as we know, such a life does not come without a price. So moving on, around this time, Alpo Martinez met up with these two guys. He teamed up with them. Their names are Richard Porter and AZ Faison. Now, they were already getting a lot of money. Guy Richard Porter, he was already fly, flashy, and flamboyant, but he know how to be reserved as well. But Alpo got a whiff of this, and he just went crazy with it. Now, here's Alpo on one of his joints. Now, remember, this is in the 80s, fellas. Yo, here's Alpo on one of his joints after he started rolling with Rich and AZ, because them boys was getting money. So here's Alpo Martinez with another one of his joints that looked like a BMW. And remember, people, these are teenagers in the 1980s. Check this out, y'all. These three guys here were getting paid in full way before the movie Paid in Full, and that's just some real shit for you. So like I said before, Rich Porter and AZ Faison was getting a whole bunch of money before Alpo even came on the scene. Anybody will tell you that. So Rich and Poe started to break off and do their own thing a little bit, and you know what happened? It seems like these two guys, Rich and Alpo, just came inseparable because they started hanging out all the time. You seen one, you saw the other. And like I said, these guys were already the talk of New York. Now, here's Richard Porter with another one of his joints. I think that's a big-ass BMW. And remember, like I said, these are the early 90s or the late 80s. You feel me, dig me? Now, everybody knows that Alpo Martinez is known for riding the bikes. He used to ride all kind of bikes, dirt bikes, big bikes, and he used to bring them bikes out for real. And he used to be wheeling down the street, cops chasing him. That's how he became the talk of New York as well. So, yo, dig, around this time, this is when Alpo started busting out with the fresh garments, the gear, the wears, you know what I mean? You see in this picture, he got Louis Vuitton and Gucci shit on, and this is in 1990, 89, you feel me, dig me? He started getting mad fly, busting out all the clothes. I guess he was learning from Rich Porter, because Rich Porter was already fly, but he was busting out with the clothes. That's when that boy became a trendsetter. Yo, Alpo really became a trendsetter. Rich Porter and all of them, but really Alpo became a trendsetter for urban fashion. Y'all get in the comments and y'all tell me what y'all think. At this time in his life, Alpo Martinez was getting a lot of money, and he was deeply entrenched in them streets. And like I said, he was getting a lot of money, and wasn't nothing gonna stop it. So somehow, and we ain't gonna get into the facts, but if you know, you know. But Alpo and Rich ran into some type of discrepancy, and so Alpo started going out to DC getting money, and he became friends with this guy here. His name is Big Head Gary, right? We're gonna get into him later on in the story, but he went out to DC and he was getting with this guy here, Big Head Gary. So this is what happened. He told Gary that Rich was jerking him in New York. So Gary said, let's send him up. And y'all know what send him up means, you know what I mean? So Alpo was like, no. So what they ended up doing is Alpo Martinez brought Big Head Gary up to New York City. He acted like he was going to buy something from Rich. They got into the van. Gary was sitting in the back seat, and they sent them up. So, yo, when Rich got sent up, that really hit Harlem hard. And, you know, condolences to his family, because it was a crazy situation. Now, this dude here, his name is Preacher, otherwise the Black Hand of Death. He had a crew of dudes who was extorting drug dealers or D-rug dealers in Harlem and everywhere, you feel me? And he's the one who had kidnapped Rich Porter's little brother before Alpo sent Rich up. So when Rich got sent up, everybody thought it was Preacher, so Alpo was in the clear. So Alpo and Gary ended up going back to DC, and they was getting money together for a while. Then they had a fallout, and Alpo ended up sending Gary up. So shortly after the situation Alpo had with Gary, Alpo was arrested by the feds, and he ended up doing 26 years. He was charged with 14 bidaddies for sending 14 people up, you know what I mean? And he also got charged with D-Rug conspiracy, you know what I mean? D-Rug is drugs just for educational purposes. But he ended up doing 26 years in federal prison, and then he was released to the witness protection program under the name of Abraham Rodriguez. So yeah, he got a job up in Maine, and he was doing his thing, getting his thoughts together, doing what he got to do. He chilled for like 4 years, and then he made a poor decision to come back to New York City. But I know he probably missed New York City, so he came back on a big red motorcycle. He had a big burgundy truck, just running through the city, and he was just chilling like it wasn't nothing.
And then like Steve Vision, I still close my eyes, I still see vision, still hear that voice in the back of my mind. So what I do, I still take heed, I still listen.
Money, health, stay free.
Exactly.
You already know. Happy New Year to all my fellas. A rat, being a government witness, I'm promoting, you get locked up, you do what you gotta do. I know someone more in there 50, 60 years right now. I know people who I talk to and they say, listen, this, that, and other. Listen, you do what you got to do. I don't promote being a rat government witness. I promote do you. Because the code of the streets, that's where you're going to get poked up at. Because there is no code.
I hear what he's saying, but I can't feel that. Yo, read this. So anyway, Alpo kept running through the city, and he ended up riding his motorcycle allegedly and almost ran this little young boy over, and he thought it was about nothing. I heard he smacked young boy, and young boy came back and sent them up.
Why you might have had a long list of enemies.
He was one of the city's most notorious drug dealers, famous since the 1980s for his murderous ways and mountains of cash and drugs, immortalized in dozens of rap songs and the movie Paid in Full. But it all came to an end for Alpo Martinez right here on the streets of Harlem, right where it all began. These are exclusive photos of Alpo Martinez on previous visits to Harlem in recent years. But his latest visit turned out to be his last. On Sunday, about 3:20 a.m., police were called to Frederick Douglass Boulevard near West 147th Street. A dark red pickup truck crashed into parked cars. The driver was shot 5 times in the chest through the car window and killed.
I heard 5 shots, 1 and then four consecutive shots after that.
It was Alpo, but his driver's license and other IDs had his witness protection name of Abraham Rodriguez.
If Alpo Martinez is deceased, I just want to say R.I.P. Alpo Martinez and condolences to his family. Rise in power, King, and come back better in your next life. Yo, if you're not subscribed to the channel, KEEPLO, make sure you tap in and subscribe to the channel. On another note, here are some of the victims of Alpo Martinez. Big Head Gary was sent up by Alpo Martinez. This dude here, Michael Frey, he was a DC legend. He was also sent up by Alpo Martinez. Another DC legend here, Andre Tank Johnson, he was sent up by Alpo Martinez as well. Yo, this guy here, this is Demencio Benson from Brooklyn, New York, a New York City street legend, and Alpo Martinez sent him up as well. And last but not least, y'all know who this is, part of the trio of the Paid in Full crew. This is Richard Porter, and Alpo Martinez sent him up too. Yo, RIP to everybody that Alpo Martinez sent up, all the victims. RIP to Alpo. And yo, y'all stay focused out there, man. And this guy here, his name is Wayne Perry from Washington, D.C. Y'all know him, the Michael Jordan of the mid-order game, you feel me? But Alpo ended up telling on him and getting him 6 life sentences, wiped his lights out, you feel me? So, like I said before, y'all stay focused. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, KEEPLO. Give this video a big thumbs up. And don't forget to tap into the channel, KEEPLO. You heard me? We gone. This is La Shame to God. I'm nothing like you dudes. Yo, real talk. Get in the comment section and drop your comments. Let me know what y'all think about this video. Y'all subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop more fire content. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because I'll be giving y'all some real spit on these real street legends, man. Once again in your area, it's KEEPLO. You never tell, they never gonna know. You feel me, dig me? Yo, it's La Shame to God. We out. Y'all stay focused.